Hello everyone. In this video we're going to explain the types of absolute references and why they're so important while building functions. There are four ways to write an array. So let's see how do they operate under the same function. So let's write a function, say sum function, and we would like to see the costs. When we don't put any absolute references, on the first cell it works. However, if you drag and drop, or if you just copy and paste the formula, which is the same thing actually, you'll see that the numbers are decreasing. And the reason is, when there is no absolute references in here, and when we shift the formula to down, the formula gets it that the array should also change. So instead of D3 to D25, on the cell below, it checks D4 to D26 and D5 to D27, and it goes until like that. You see that the array shifts, and it doesn't only shifts row-wise. If you just drag and drop to the other side, you'll see that the numbers totally change. And the reason is, with no absolute references, Excel constructs the formula as once you shift the formula sideways, it thinks that with no absolute references, the formula has to shift to right as well. So this is the reason why we're getting E3 to E25 in here and E4 to E26 in here. So when there is no absolute reference and we drag and drop our formula to down or right or left, the array will also shift. Now let's look at the absolute reference on row and column. In this absolute reference type, let's write a formula and then let's lock it. So in here, when you will drag and drop your formula, or just as mentioned before, even if you just copy and paste the formula, which is the same thing, you will see that the array will not shift at all. Even if you just take it to the sideways, it is not going to shift at all. And the reason is we locked the row and the column. Just be careful that the $sign locks the section which comes after it. Now let's check the absolute reference on column. Let's write our formula for the best practice, and then put the right absolute reference, and let's drag and drop till the very end. You will see that the formula on the row side will shift because we only locked the column by putting a $sign before the column section. While putting your absolute references, you can use the shortcut F4 to change your absolute references. On this absolute reference type, it will only shift row-wise. If you just drag and drop to sideways, just because we locked the column, it is not going to shift the column. It will only shift the row. And lastly, on our last absolute reference, locking the row section. So let's write a formula and lock the row. In this absolute reference, even if you just drag and drop till the very end, you'll see that it is not going to shift from row-wise because we already locked the row by putting dollars before the rows. However, if you just drag and drop to sideways, you'll see that it is going to shift column-wise. Now, instead of looking for the costs, it is looking for the revenues without a shift in the rows. I hope this video about absolute references was informative enough. Please share your opinions and thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also like button if you liked the video. Thanks for watching and follow for more.